Alright, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Donnell, aka Being Wonderful, and I'm a camera and tech enthusiast. And on this channel you can find anything from camera gear reviews to traveling to vlogging and tips and tricks and everything else in between. More recently it's going to be talking about this cameras and camera gear, but in the near future I'm going to be doing more travel stuff because got some plans. I'll talk to you guys about that later. But in today's video, we're going to talk about the Canon EOS R6, R5, and the Sony A7S III because a lot's happened since I made that video about the R5, and my mind has changed a lot. Now, the first thing I want to mention about these two cameras, and by the way, I did a whole video. I was weighing the pros and cons about the R6 and the A7S III and why, for me at least, why it would make sense to get one or the other. But I scrapped the video and you get this instead. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Before I really get into it, I wanted to say that with all these new cameras, including Fuji, Sony, and Canon, the things that we complain about primarily, at least from the video side, we pretty much got. For example, in the Fuji, we wanted a flip screen, a better battery life, IBIS. They gave us that in an X-T4, which is what I'm shooting on in this camera here, and I'm shooting an X-T3 over here. But we got it. We got a huge upgrade on the X-T4. Canon, they kind of crippled the EOS R. They didn't give us that perfect full-frame mirrorless camera, but they kind of gave us more than we needed in the R5 and the R6, being uncropped 4K. Matter of fact, getting 4K up to 120 frames per second, which a lot of people aren't doing. And they also gave us IBIS in the R6 and R5, so, you know, obviously some other issues that came along with that, but we did get what we wanted. And in the Sony A7S III, we've been wanting this video-centric type of camera in a mirrorless body, a small mirrorless body, and it gave us everything we asked for. You finally get the flip screen, you get the 4K 120, like 10-bit. That's the biggest thing for the A7 III for me, was not having 10-bit, because I was trying to, when I was doing my travel videos, I was trying to get more aggressive with the color grading, and it would just fall apart with 8-bit. So that was a big deal, and they all pretty much delivered, but like I said, some caveats in that, because there were some issues that came along, well, at least with the Canon cameras. They all have pros, right? Obviously, they upgraded from their previous iterations. If you're a video shooter, they all are substantially better. And even for the R5 and R6, the EOS R didn't even shoot 1080p at 120 frames per second. So, I mean, at least now we have 1080p at 120 frames per second, let alone getting 4K 60, fully uncropped and everything else. Anyways, I say all that to say that I'm off of the train for the R5 for sure. That high megapixel count did seem kind of nice if I wanted to do more photos when I'm traveling, but the problems with it, overheating and everything else, it's just too much, and I don't want to use line skip. I didn't really know if I would even know the difference between a line skip 4K or not. I haven't really even checked for that. But at the end of the day, I want the best quality 4K that I can get, and I don't care about 8K or 6K or anything else, but I want the best quality 4K I can get. And unfortunately, the R5, that 4K is, I get some issues, a lot of issues that come with it, and for me, I'm way too run and gun to worry about that kind of stuff. You know, it's just too much of an annoyance, and it's not a video-centric camera, which is fine. You know, I think if you're getting it for photos, I think it's gonna be amazing. So you have that, but for me, I'm still, my focus is video, so it's not going to be for me. The R6 seems like a better option out of the two, but it's just, it's not there, you know. As much as I love the RF lenses, and that was a big thing for me, was staying with the RF lenses, I don't think that the R6 is going to be the camera for me either. The A7S III, I'm still on the fence, to be honest with you. I haven't pre-ordered anything like that, but I'm still on the fence. It sounds nice. There's nothing wrong with it. Every feature I heard about it is great, and it's actually, it seems like to be the perfect camera. But the reason why I'm on the fence is because I know what this is. You know, this is gas, right? This is gas seeping in. You know, the gear acquisition syndrome, making you want the next best thing. And I already have a really good camera, which is the X-T4. Not to mention, I already have the EOS R. You know, but I have the X-T4, and I kind of want to push this thing a little bit and see what I can do with the X-T4. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off for at least for a while. I mean, who knows? Maybe in a few months I might have that camera. Who knows? But for now, I'm going to push the X-T4 I'm going to see what it can do. You know, I'm going to try to get the most out of this camera first because it really is a great camera. I only want it up to 4K 60 anyway. I still want to do a review on the camera, and hopefully it'll be soon, but for now, this is just my thoughts. All the camera systems have been upgraded. They all are great. No matter which one you go for, if you're trying to decide which one you want, you're going to pretty much be getting a good camera, but just be aware of some of those quirks, some of those issues. Even the X-T4 isn't perfect. It has some autofocus issues, you know. The firmware seemed to actually made it a lot better, but anyways, we'll talk about that on the review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like this video. Please subscribe for future content. I got some changes coming, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.